What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Eccentric Tech TV, where we talk about everything related to cybersecurity and technology as it relates to securing your business and also to help enlighten you for those of you who want to have a successful career. So let's jump right in. So right now, every device in your house is having a conversation. It's having a conversation that you cannot hear. Your phone is talking to your router is talking to your internet service provider or ISP. Your internet provider is talking to servers scattered all over the planet. Every video you watch, every site you load, every message you send travels through a chain of strangers or devices before it reaches you. Most people have never once thought, they haven't thought about this before, okay? And most people don't think twice about who actually can see this information along the chain as the information travels along this chain or the internet highway or the World Wide Web. And what they can see is your data as it goes past them. And sometimes they can look at this information. So let me explain the misconception. Here is what most people assume. Private browsing or incognito mode that you click in Google or DuckDuckGo or Safari, right? Private browsing mode, maybe, not even thinking about it at all. It basically is the same as being invisible online. However, when you close a tab, clear the history, it's like nothing ever happened, right? Well, that's not really how it works. It's not really how it works. Okay, private browsing only hides your activity from the next person who comes behind you and uses that computer or that browser on that device. Okay, it does absolutely nothing to hide the information from anyone else in the chain of strangers your data is going past or walking through. Okay, so to understand why and to understand what a VPN actually fixes, you first need to see what the chain actually looks like. Okay, and I'm going to break that down for you in this video and the next. What a VPN does and how it protects you on the internet. So, how your internet actually works, ladies and gentlemen. Let's follow one simple request. So you type in a web address, www.google.com or POE.com or Chase.com or Bank of America or Amazon.com, right? Step one, your browser breaks that request into small chunks called packets. Out of these packets, and the packets go out into your ISP or your internet service provider. Remember that term, ISP. The company you pay every month for your internet access, okay? Like your phone company, but for data instead of calls. Step three, your internet service provider or your ISP looks at where you're trying to send this information, where this information should go via the IP or the human readable address, okay? And it routes your packets across the internet, the World Wide Web, often bouncing through multiple other networks. It goes through different networks along the way. And step four, the packets arrive at the website receives these packets, the server, which sends a response back through the same exact chain in reverse. This happens in a fraction of seconds, okay? And thousands of times, millions of times a day, this is occurring. You never see any of it, okay? You never hear it, but every single stop along the chain is a place where someone, in theory, can look at what you are sending. Like someone coming and secretly opening up your mail or a package that you're sending or receiving. So your internet service provider, the ISP, is in a powerful position. The ISP can see every single thing you do online. It passes through them first. They can even see with a secure encrypted site, they can see even if it has a padlock icon like I explained in my last video as it relates to HTTP and HTTPS, your ISP usually can still see which domains you are visiting, what time of the day you're using the internet, etc. And they can paint a detailed picture of your bank, your health provider, your streaming habits, what time you usually are online, as I said before, and how long you spend on each website. Okay, in many places, that browsing information can legally be logged, and in some cases sold to third-party data brokers. Okay, not because anyone hacked you or not anything like that, but because simply this is how ISPs make money and how data brokers make money and advertisers make money. Okay, this is called data harvesting. So the public Wi-Fi problem is another additional layer that you need to know about, ladies and gentlemen. Now take the same idea and add a second, more dangerous, more nefarious layer that a lot of people don't understand: the public Wi-Fi. Most people connect to public Wi-Fi constantly. Coffee shops, Starbucks, in airports, hotels, without even thinking twice about it, right? So you have to be street smart or digitally smart in these digital streets, right? So surveys on this consistently find that a large majority of people, okay, connect to public networks at least once a week, and plenty of people do it daily. The problem is that a lot of Wi-Fi networks are either unencrypted, meaning that they're not secure, or loosely secure, that anyone on that same network, a few tables away, sitting across from you in the airport, can potentially intercept data that's flowing across it. This actually is called a man-in-the-middle attack. A man-in-the-middle attack, okay? MIM, man-in-the-middle attack, okay? All right, and the attacker positions themselves between you and your website, okay? And they can redirect your traffic without you ever noticing that anything is actually wrong. And here is the part that should concern you. Many people connect to public networks without ever checking if it is actually the legitimate one. That's right. Some people don't understand capture portals and don't understand portals that are supposed to be created in order to verify certain websites, okay? And understanding the difference between a fake hotspot versus a real one that someone with a similar name set up can mean a difference in harming you. So where VPN actually fits in, this is exactly the gap that VPN closes, okay? VPNs are built to close this gap and to encrypt your data. At a very high level, VPNs, aka virtual private networks, takes your internet traffic, it wraps it up and encrypts it like in a secure package or secure tunnel, secure layer. Okay, it encrypts it before it ever leaves your device. That's right. It encrypts your information and routes it through a private server, which is a computer that serves other computers before it heads out to the wider internet. Your internet service provider still sees that you're connected to something, but instead of seeing which sites you visit, all they see is the encrypted traffic heading to one single destination. That's right, your VPN server. The specifics of where, okay, you actually went are hidden inside the encryption. That's the beauty of it. On public Wi-Fi, this matters even more. It matters even more. Even if an attacker on the same network is actively trying to intercept your data, all they get is scrambled, unreadable noise. That's right. They get bits that are scrambled, zeros and ones that are scrambled, or foreign characters, because your traffic was encrypted before it ever touched that network at all. That is the foundational idea. It is not magic. It does not make you invisible, which is exactly what we're going to dig in and drill down into properly in part 2 of how VPNs work. All right, so why does it matter? Why do VPNs matter in the first place, ladies and gentlemen? Understanding this chain, your device, your router, your ISP, the open internet, the World Wide Web, is not just trivia or trivial. It is the entire reasons why VPNs exist in the first place. If you do not know what your ISP can see or what unsecured public networks actually expose, then a VPN just sounds like a vague jargon or an expensive buzzword, right? So once you actually see the chain of data and how data travels, right? And how it travels through the internet and how it hops through different routers and servers, it stops being abstract, right? It starts to make sense. It becomes obvious exactly which links in that chain are weak. It shows you and exactly what a VPN is doing when it protects you and your information, and how it protects everyone on the World Wide Web. So I highly recommend that you use a VPN. I'll show you a few links in the video, free and paid VPNs that you can use for free. And you can also do research using Claude, POE.com, or Perplexity to help you explain what a VPN is and explain it to you and ask it. Give it a prompt. Please explain to me what VPNs are and how they work as if I was 10 years old and I have no experience in IT, and it'll break it down for you step by step. So here's a recap. Let's lock it in. Every time you go online, your data passes through real chains, your device, your router, your ISP, internet service provider, and the like. Okay, and typically sites can see which sites you're going to, and the VPN simply encrypts your traffic, sends your information via encrypted tunnels on the network, and it allows you to utilize public networks in cafes, airports, and protects you as you browse the web at large. And it ultimately protects you from man-in-the-middle attacks and from people stealing your data. Up next, now that we have a foundation and you have a baseline understanding of VPNs, we're going to drill down even more into encryption, tunneling, and if paid VPNs or free VPNs are better. And I'm going to break it all down for you, so stay tuned. If you like this video and you appreciate this information, share it with others if you think they can learn from this information. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It's your boy, Mr. Eccentric, with Eccentric Tech TV. I'm here to demystify and break down IT concepts and cybersecurity to help build your foundation and to make you more enlightened as it relates to IT. So don't forget to stay eccentric, like and subscribe to the channel, click the like button, and until next time, peace.